What's going on, guys? Kevin Manny from Buffalo Pinball here. Going to give you a little behind-the-scenes tour of my game room. I know I like seeing other people's game rooms and what they have going on, and you see a lot of it on our Twitch channel, but not all of it. So I'm going to take you inside. Kill screen ahead. Let's check out the game room. So this is I have a first floor game room, which is awesome for bringing pinball machines in and out of here. I don't have to put them in a basement. But this is it. This is the game room. Come through my garage, and this is what you see. I've got a bunch of pinball machines, some video games. I've got a TV here with some console gaming as well, because I'm into all that. So take you around. We'll just go around the room and show you what's up. Even got a sweet Jersey Jack sign. All right, out of the way, cameraman. So this is Tron. This is one of the first video games I owned. Picked it up from a guy in the Rochester area. It's got to be like 5 or 6 years ago now. Wasn't working at the time, but needed some board work. I found another collector that had some extra boards, so I swapped those out. It's been running solid ever since. It's one of my most reliable games, especially from one from like 1982. It runs great. Absolutely one of the most beautiful arcade cabinets of all time. George Gomez, pinball designer, designed up this whole cabinet, so that's cool. Tempest, one of my favorite arcade video games. Notoriously difficult to keep running, living up to its billing here, not working. Makes a great nightlight though. But this is, oh, there you go. You got a little flash on the screen. I picked this up from another local collector. This was not a bargain game. This is a completely rebuilt cabinet. There's a collector who refurbished. This is not a cabinet from '82. This is a brand new cabinet, and so it's in beautiful condition. I just got to get somebody to help me get it working. This is my console area. I've got way before I was into arcade games and pinball machines, I was into console video games. So I've got a Super Nintendo, I've got an Atari Jaguar, a Wii U, PlayStation 4. What else we got in here? A Sega Dreamcast, a bunch of games. I got the PlayStation VR. That's my most recent addition to the console game lineup. So I've got more consoles that are not in this room, but I wanted to have a few out here because I do like to hang out here and play console games from time to time. Up top, we got our pinball trophies. Some are mine, some are my son's. I'm proud to say that the Noid one is mine. Won that from the launch party here in Buffalo. So it's a fun way to remember some of the things some of the tournaments I've played in. Behind the TV, I've got, when I go to shows and things like that, I have badges. So I can pull out, this is one from Pinball Done Quick. I was just at. I like to keep the badges as kind of a memento of the trip. So hang them all up there. I've got Replay FX, and I went to E3 one year. That's back there. All right, so let's go down the lineup of pinball machines. This is Revenge from Mars. This is not my game. It's a loaner machine from a member of the Buffalo Pinball League. But awesome game to have, especially when I didn't have to pay for it. So if anybody's got games they want to loan, I've got spots. Next to it is Vector. This is one of my more recent pickups. Grabbed this summer-ish of last year. I gotta turn Tempest off because it's being annoying. Vector, I kind of fell in love with when I went down to get my Grand Blizzard. I picked up Grand Blizzard in Albany, and he had a Vector. And the owner was showing me how to play this game. I was like, you know what, this is really cool. And it's got this goofy theme and awesome Greg Ferris artwork, and this back glass is amazing. And there's actually a lot going on, and I just learned there's new rules coming out for this. So they're actually already out. You can get updated rules. A homebrew collector made new rules for that, so I'm going to try and get those. Next to that, Space Shuttle. Space Shuttle I picked up from a guy in Clarence area. Fun fact is the owner's kids had bought him this machine because he actually worked on the communication systems for the real Space Shuttle. So this came from an owner. If I was thinking, I would have had him autograph it, but again, it wasn't working. Needed a power board, but got a new Rotten Dog power supply in there, and it's been running solid ever since. Next to it is Grand Lizard. Grand Lizard I played at Pinburg for the first time 2 years ago. And it was all goofy and weird, and I'm taking a liking to the goofy, weird themes and unusual pinball machines, so this fits that bill. It's got the reproduction backlash from bgresto.com. You can grab one from there. It matches the playfield artwork. Kind of the story behind that is they had Paul Ferris had done the playfield art, and then they had Python Angelo do the plastics and the back glass, so they didn't all match. I prefer this much more to the original shipping back glass. I'm a big fan of this, so definitely highly recommend that. Cool, fun game. Addams Family, everybody's played this. This was the game I needed to have before I even got into pinball. This is the one I remember playing when I was a kid. I got really lucky with this. It's a fully clear-coated playfield, new ramps. The previous owner had rebuilt it all. It's in really good shape. I traded a couple games for this, but I'm super happy to have the Addams Family. Doctor Who is the first DMD game that I had, and I thought it's got everything I need. It's got a DMD, it's got a video mode, it's an awesome 90s Williams game, and that was before I bought all the rest of these. So this was one of the very first games I owned, still here to this day. It's a fun game. Price is going up on it from what I paid for it, but I would definitely give this a shot. Not the deepest game ever, but a fun 90s game. Next to that, Swords of Fury. This is a game that has increased in popularity because of they won the only Lion Man. He's on the back glass here. Again, this is another one I played at Pinburg and fell in love with because of it's goofy and it makes sword swinging sounds every time you swing the swords. And Lion Man yells at you, and collectors in the area knew I was looking for one of these and got the tip off and got a really good price on this, but it needed a lot of work. It needed flippers rebuilt and drop targets rebuilt and all new bulbs and rubbers and everything, but it's been running good ever since. Next to that is Tron. Tron, the bulb just went on in the back box, so I got a new one on the way because if you own pinball machines, things break, right? But this was one of my holy grail games. I remember when Tron was announced, I'm a big Tron fan, and I saw the announcement of this come out. It must have had some crossover on the video game forums and stuff, but this is the first pin I remember seeing launched as a new game, and like, oh man, they're still making pinball machines, and look at how cool this is when a new pinball machine comes out. You can see, all the new pictures and what's it going to be like, and so I never thought I'd own one of these, but I ended up, we talked about console games earlier. I ended up selling a bunch of old console games to fund the Tron purchase, and have since spent hundreds more modding it out, but it's a beautiful game and I love it. This is my newest game. This is Ghostbusters, just released in 2016 from Stern Pinball. I sold a couple of games to pay for this one because it came out and the artwork's cool, the theme's great, gameplay's fun, and I'm really happy with this too. It's a great game. Over here we've got two San Francisco Rush the Rock racers. This is a game I played a lot back in the day, going to the mall and stuff, and on my Nintendo 64. You can actually pick these up, or at least when I got these, a few $100s each. Typically, you'll find people that just want to get them out of their house because they take up a lot of room, and the grandkids have moved on. That's one of these I got because it was a grandparent that didn't want it in their house anymore. The topper didn't come with it. I ended up grabbing that from down in the Binghamton area and putting the two together with that. So that's kind of a cool thing. I'm glad I was able to track that down on Craigslist. And next to that, Maximum Force. This is a 90s gun game because every good arcade needs a gun game. This one I got from another local collector who just wanted to get rid of it. This one needed a lot of work. It had a rat's nest in the top up here when I got it. Had to clean all that out. Needed some board work and needed some tweaking on the monitor. I've now got it running the Maximum Force and Area 51 and 1. This is also a game I wanted because I'm a big fan of the Atari Jaguar, and this actually runs on the Atari Jaguar hardware. So if you look at the circuit board in it, it's even got the Jaguar chips on it, so that's pretty cool. Fun fact. Neo-Geo, one of the oldest arcade games I bought. You can see it needs some monitor work. The monitor gets blurry, and I can adjust that and tweak it, but it needs a recap on the monitor. But highly recommend having a Neo-Geo in your arcade because it's you can have more than one game in it, and you can get multi-carts with a bunch of different games in it, so it allows you to play a bunch of games on one machine without taking up a whole bunch of room. So that's the Neo-Geo. Next to this is, we've got a giant beanbag chair here because every gamer needs a cool giant beanbag chair. But this is whenever I stream pinball, people are like, what is that Jaguar thing behind you? And this is actually a store display kiosk that they would have back in the day in the 90s. You'd go to the stores and say, you know, you wanted to test out the latest Super Nintendo game or the latest Jaguar game. These are the displays they would have in the stores. So you can try out the latest and greatest games. I picked this up from a local game shop that just had it sitting there. I made them an offer and drove off with it. The controller on it is custom built. I built that. It normally would have like an arm with a regular Jaguar controller on it, but I wanted it to have a real arcade cabinet, buttons and joystick, and I put the spinner on there for Tempest. So this was one of the first ever projects I did related to fixing, repairing arcade or pinball stuff. So I'm proud to say that's still working, like 20 years later. And of course, the pride and joy of the collection, Street Fighter 2. Not long for this world, but this came up locally and the price is right, and we stream stuff on Twitch, so let's get a weird Street Fighter game and stream it for a while. I'm gonna have it for League, and then we're gonna ship it off. It's already sold to its next owner, so it's just hanging out here until that day comes. Over here is this is the podcast area. If you see us record our podcast, this is where it happens. This is very high tech. It's my repurposed patio table and folding chairs. So nothing but the best for Buffalo Pinball. But, one more thing I want to talk about, like, you know, game room decor and stuff. I've got some neon signs. I wanted to keep it, you know, I've been to people's game rooms where they have like pinball stuff all over, arcade stuff, and it's just covering everything. And I kind of wanted to keep the pinball machines the focus of the games, and the room is full of pinball machines, right? So we don't need more pinball stuff on the wall. So what else that's personal to me that I really enjoy can we bring in here? So I decided to do music, and over here I've got so concert posters of some of the shows I've been to. I initially wanted to do like all concert posters of shows that I'd gone to, but finding ones that were still in print and available was proving difficult, and also ones that would fit behind the pinball machines where you'd still be able to see them. So what I ended up doing was framing a bunch of records of bands that were influential to me growing up. I was big into the punk rock scene growing up, and so I've got albums that I listen to all the time, and so it kind of, the game room for me brings together two things I really like: video games, pinball machines, and music. So that's the game room. Thank you guys for stopping in. Maybe we'll see you on Twitch, and see you later.